Okay, so my save file from before says identify the tome and sell loot. So let's make that our priority. We've got a fairly decent storm running through where I live as well, so you might hear, you might hear that coming through here and there. We've got a phase spider on the old radar. Let's see what we can do about that. Must be up north. Oh. You know, we are doing very well evading those effects already. So that's our ring +1, the fact that we're a halfling. Yeah. Oh, one thing I discovered as well, your saving throw bonuses are related to your class, which I already kind of knew, but if you play a multi-class, it seems that there's like an interleaved way that it works in that... What am I trying to say? By playing two classes, often you cover the other's issue. So if one class, say, lacks a certain save, well, the other two make up for it. You'll see our breath weapon save is still fairly normal looking, being 11. It's still better than it would be, I think, but yeah, that's just one save we don't have a huge advantage in. Phase spider. It's pretty nasty. Let's find something to do. I think we should slow and then attempt to blind him. Sound good? He's slowed. Let's go for a backstab. So we've got a really good chance to hit. That's changed our plan. Let's go for an arrow instead. Now blind. Blinded and beautiful. That's good. Slowed and blinded. So massive penalties to armor class. We only missed there, I think, because it was a critical miss. Yeah, we're hitting almost every time. So the blindness penalty to armor class, the fact that we've got really good arrows, yeah. As an example, I can turn on to hit rolls, so you can see... Where are they? So it shows our basic roll plus any modifiers and then against the enemy's armor class. So 7's not actually all that great a roll, if you think about it, but because of the penalty from being blinded and slowed, it still hit. Alright, well there's 1400 experience points where I didn't think we'd get. There's a fair bit of this map to explore still. I think we'll come back. I think we'll cut straight across here. And then... Oh, no we won't. There's a wall there. I think our next stop is going to be Baragost. Tasloy. Web? So as my punishment, if I ever miss an episode, that I will be forced to remove the web spell from my from my spell book. Let's see if we can get him to cross through the web. I think we can. There he is. And yet he appears rather unaffected by web. I think caps kind of have something to do with spiders. What? I hate it when this happens. That's one sorted. Well, I think we can probably risk it. Rather not really. Oh, our radar's just turned off again. Yep. And I'll turn off the to hit because it kind of does clutter things up a little bit, but it's a good way to see what's sort of happening with the game. Do I have any wands? Yes, I do. Let's use it after our next strike. Jeez. I'll just get us through this quickly enough. There we go. Looks like a protection from cold scroll. So we'll make good use of that. I'm not sure if the mic can pick it up, but I can hear the thunder rolling in. Hey, it's raining in game and in real life for me. And yes, we are absolutely going to be switching to magical arrows at all times now. It's just not worth using the old arrows. So I had a strange idea that I wanted to put to you guys and gals and everybody else about... that's annoying. About alignment. So we sort of picked an arbitrary alignment of, here we go, lawful neutral, just so we could get the glorious ferret. His job is to pickpocket things and otherwise look cute. But I wanted to put the choice to everybody. Once we get to the city of Baldur's Gate, so that'll be after we've dealt with the Bandit Camp and some other things before then, I will reevaluate and sort of decide role-playing wise what the most appropriate alignment is. So given that a character started off as a kind of naive younger person and then threatened by a whole lot of things, how that character responds to threat is interesting. You know, are we going to be extremely paranoid, attack enemies and people on sight? Are we going to be helpful and sort of double down and become a force for good? All of these things are interesting. Oh yes, hang on, I've got to get this done. I just need to rest. Okay. Some robes. Ah, I thought they were worth more. You know, this will be a big purchase. I might try and get a friend spell, come to think of it. Because you gotta have friends. How long does friends last for? Yeah. Let's go and have a quick nap. The rain stopped for a bit, but the sky is like a deep, deep blue. There's lots of energy up there. Charisma. You know, I don't mind that. That's pretty good. Considering without the Cloak of Algernon, our charisma is 13. Now it's 14, and that's good. Essentially, you want to be on those even numbers. That's where you get the actual increase. And now with the robe, we're at 16. So with really good reputation and 16 charisma, we're getting very good deals generally on things. It might not even be worth us doing the friend spells anymore. We're probably at our cap, which I will test. Let's see if we can identify these scrolls. Glad we didn't use him. or that one. Jeez. Ugliness and folly. Okay, let's go to Terum, and I think we may even be able to afford new arrows. So part of the reason I've been so stingy on this playthrough, partly because it's in my nature when I play Baldur's Gate to stinge out, is there is the Sorcerous Sundries spell store in Baldur's Gate, which I haven't seen since putting on the mod, but that has a lot of scrolls. So we have some pretty major gaps in our spell books, particularly at higher levels. There's some spells here, like for example, Stone Skin is really important for us, and we just don't have it. But that said, we're sitting on what 55,000, and we're going to find a whole lot of new loot as well. So my thinking is, so right now sorry, I'll finish my thoughts. It's really annoying listening to my own episodes where I just sort of trail off like that. Yeah, so I thought for the moment what we would do is we would switch to +2 arrows if we can afford it. So, yeah, anyway, that's the theory. So right now, for prices, he will give us 150 for a Mage Robe of Fire Resistance, and arrow +2 is 97. Yeah, that's cheap. Oh, sorry, 174. That's fairly cheap now. We can afford that. Let's see if the friend spell helps us out even more. Charisma is now 22. And the arrows are worth, yeah. Okay, so we don't get more money from selling, but we do get cheaper prices on buying. So that is a good deal. I'm going to sell all of our. So let's see, 8. Let's go 8 and see what that looks like. Yeah, see, that's very affordable. Let's do that a couple more times, actually. That's plenty of arrows now. Okay, ice arrows, there's no reason we would ever use those. We'll sell them. Acid arrows, again, we aren't fighting. There's a particular enemy that it does make sense to have them for. I'll keep, there's 10 of them, I'll keep them. We're not really using bolts, so we'll sell them. I'm going to keep things like darts, like darts for later. We might get, maybe, we'll see. +1s we'll sell. Fire arrows, I'll keep them because they're not worth much, but yeah, unlikely to really use them. Arrows of biting, good against mages that we've held. We can just fire one of those, and come to think of it, we should have used it on those mages back there at the at Peld Vale. But yeah, ideally later on we want to switch to piercing arrows, but they are extremely expensive and also I think pretty hard to find. So let's what I'll do, I'll buy more of these anyway. I want to have plenty. I don't want to be stinging myself on arrows. I want to be firing lots of them off. So I might even grab a couple more. There we go. We have +2 arrows for days. And we can still fall back on. We aren't going to run out of ammunition because we've still got 600 normal arrows. And yeah, plenty of good arrows too. Okay. +2 arrows. So our to hit is now 11. That's great. So to hit an enemy in, I think it's plate or full plate armor. I think it's full plate armor. We have to roll 11 or above on a dice. So it's almost a 50% chance of hitting them, and that's pretty good. Okay. I wonder if it's worth going over here and seeing what potions we can buy from the temple. We haven't really gone past the temple district for a while. Let's have a look. We should probably go through and scan this area too. There's some pretty nasty enemies out there, and it might be worth looking at. I wonder what's happened to my overlay, because it was here before. I'll just get rid of that. Yeah, the overlay has crashed. Well, I'm not going to worry about fixing it, but I'll look into that later on. Hey, Keldath. What have ye? Basically, oh, potions of extra healing. These are great. We will buy them. I'm going to buy just 2 of these, just in case we find someone, but I think we've found most of the people who have those. Yeah. So these give us 27 hit points. At the moment, you notice we're not really using our other healing potions. Oh, hang on, there's one here. Cool. Well, we'll dump them all out. Yeah, we're not really using up our old potions of healing. That's just because, I mean, they'll restore 9 hit points, but when we've got as many as we have, 63, it's actually not worth spending that action to heal such a small amount. So, yeah. I still can't believe a Kensai can't use these. To me, if I'm playing a Kensai, the braces are the only thing keeping me alive. Anyway, I haven't played one in a while, but it's another good reason to play a Kensai and then duel to a thief later on, because you then get use any item, and essentially you're a Kensai with all the bonuses and none of the negatives. And you can backstab. Very pretty. And actually, I'm going to sell off those bandit scalps to... I should have gone while I was there. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'll sell off those scalps. We'll have more soon, but I want to clear the inventory a little bit. And then I think we'll quit stalling and we will go and clear out the rest of the Woods of Sharp Teeth. And I'll just clear my spell list. We want lots of blind spells. I think a bandit will fall to a sleep spell, and so we may have a use for those. Magic missile to interrupt spell casting, and I think that's all I really want. I think we can survive a magic missile ourselves. I'd rather have one more. Webs, slow and haste, fire resistance. I might ditch that. Protection from normal missiles. You know, the Bandit Camp might be one of the few places this makes sense. How long does it last for? An hour. Maybe. What would Ghost Armor do to our armor class? And how many mirror images? We'll need more mirror images. You know, actually, I think in that case, let's try it. I am intending to use more spells, you know, and do more things. Try different spells and have a bit of variety happening. Yeah, I'll leave this as it is for the moment. I think our little character's so cool. Where is she? Where's the lady who buys the bandit scalps? She's normally right here somewhere. Maybe she's at the back. Officer Vi. Well, that basically pays for our healing potions. Almost. Not quite. Is there anybody up here? Let's do some robbery. Not sure why they even bothered to make this area. I think there are other rooms around here though, so let's slip past. Oogie Wisham. Yes. He's still down there? That Bjornen. I can feel his eyes looking at me. He's a paladin, you know. They ain't right in the head. They just look at you and you've been judged. What right do they have to do that? Has he threatened you in some way? Well, no, but I know he's looking for me. Why else would he be down there? Sure, he says he's resting and chatting up the locals, but I know he's here for me. Well, I'm just going to stay up here till he's gone. Let's see. I mean, he hasn't come up and spoken to him up here. He wants me to sit up here wondering if he knows. Okay, yep. You seem agitated. Recent evidence suggests that a barrel full of monkeys is not half as much fun as previously claimed, and is in fact rather horrifying. Okay, goodbye. So he went from slightly kooky to, yeah, full crazy. Let's talk to Bjorn and see if he knows about him. Nah, don't worry about it. Let's go and do the real thing. Let's have a look. Let's clear out Lars Wood. Go through here, clear out the rest of this area we were just in, with the red mages, and then Bandit Camp. Oh yeah, Lars Wood is cool. Broke stealth. Again, plenty of shadows around here for us to hide in, which is good. Again, I'm just staggered by how beautiful this game is, considering how old it is too. Black Talon Elite. I think we backstab, because his main danger is using that bow. Backstab, blind, and then disengage. Oh, 50 piercing damage. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. I mean, gory and messy, but, you know, beautiful all the same. Three Gibberlings. I think we can probably just take them out as they are. Critical miss. They get a critical hit. So as you can see, the early game is still dominated by us. So sorry, your attack rolls are dominated by your basic roll, your first d20. Right now, there's enough slip, is how I'd sort of put it, in that there's armor class helps, but doesn't completely solve the problem. No one's attacks are so good that they always get through. So, whereas late in the second game, armor class basically becomes a non-issue. Well, it's not really relevant. Even with full +2 full plate armor, enemies are still reliably hitting through your armor just because their to hit is so high, their taco is so high. I have a memory of this place. Something happens here. Do you know, I was thinking the other day, I wish armor worked differently. I wish instead of armor reducing your chance of being hit, it actually just did damage resistance. And so if you're fighting someone wearing full plate armor and you had a dagger, you would necessarily have a hard time breaking through because they would be resisting so much damage. Osmardi. Oh yeah, this... I know bad things are going to happen here. I think I can justify some traps. Let's put some traps in and around here. Make this place our own, you know? One to the south. But we will otherwise deal with this encounter without too much prep. Arrogant fools, you return to the very slaughter for which you were responsible. Your blood will soak the ground before I allow any of you to leave. I will avenge the deaths of my brothers. Yes, one option is to say, yeah, we killed your brothers, we admit it freely. We drank their blood and ate their spleens. So, I've got no idea what he's talking about. What are you talking about? We've killed no one. I think you're a little addled in the head. Again, something you would never say to someone who is actually addled in the head. Perhaps you should calm down. Oh my god. We can figure out who really killed your brothers. You think your excuses can work on me? I know what you are. What all of you are. So he's referring to the ferret here. Let the wrath of Malar destroy you and your faithless companions. So Malar. Oh, cool. We hit him and slowed him. Iron skins. Iron skins. That is essentially stone skin, but for druids. He's still casting. That's not good. We need to break through those spells. He just said, strange, I can sense something. So my thinking is that he's going to pull a detect illusion spell. But we're already out of stealth, so he wastes a move. Now, these hits appear to be missing. I reckon they're hitting, and so is this friendly bear called Corsone. I think we're breaking through iron skins. And he wouldn't be that high a level, so he shouldn't have... There it is. He shouldn't have too many. Yeah, he's almost dead. And we killed Osmardi. And there's a bear up there. So my thinking is we probably want to deal with that. Oh, where is the bear? Corsone. Whoa, cave bear. 2 cave bears. Well, let's drop a web in there. And I think also another slow. We'll start shooting. Oh, that bear came after us. That's not good. Our traps will help us out here. That's 1 cave bear down. Neatly dealt with. Let's move to the next group. Our webs are still in effect, and the other cave bear is held as well as Corsone. Well, we should get good hits now. And yes, I blinded that bear just in case. But you're blinded, so you can't see us. Okay, we killed these. There's one bear here which is not hostile to us. So let's see if we can talk to this bear. Corsone sounds like a name. I must apologize for the actions of Osmardi. He had lost his mind after what happened here some days past. A group of bandits calling themselves the Chill entered our camp as we worked upon the shrine. They killed and murdered everyone they came across, including some of Osmardi's close friends. So this guy helped us. Thank you for your valuable assistance. It is a shame that Osmardi had to be dealt with in such a manner, but there was little choice. What I don't understand is... why did you let us attack Osmardi? From the sounds of it, you knew him well. The both of you looked to be druids. Yeah, it's true. We knew each other very well. But there was nothing that could be done. He had lost his mind. I think you can understand that. Sometimes one doesn't have a choice. I find it rather hard to believe that you would write off a life so readily. Come now, there must have been some other choice. There was no other choice. Do I have to explain myself over and over? Please leave me so that I may bury my companion. Oh, so now he's your companion. That's very strange indeed. No, too many people who go around murdering their companions. So this is probably more pushy than I would normally be. But I murdered no one. I did what had to be done. All of you may be dead if it weren't for my help. I think you're lying. I think you wanted our help to kill him. You're just a common killer. Again, this seems irrational, but you are correct. I did need your assistance to kill Osmardi. Thank you for your help. You were wrong about one thing. I am no common killer. I am a shadow druid. I poisoned Osmardi and his companions so that we could be rid of their weakling presence. Now we should easily be able to make this land our own. Unfortunately, there will be no room for meddling city folk. It is time for you to feel the fury of nature, as only I can administer it. Goodbye. Runskis? So, let's break off. So if he's still in his casting animation and we go into stealth, the spell shouldn't land on us if it's targeting us. So Scio Didici Pecto, I think, is that which the truth I see with my eyes or something. Yeah, he's trying to scry our position, and so we're gonna. This is again the scripting from SCS trying to avoid us being able to just endlessly stealth. There's another bear over there. More bears than I would like. Let's see what we can do about Corsone. I think we should be able to stick a web up there if we've got any left. He's held. So we're going to roll in there and start hitting him with our bow. So I probably should have made this point earlier on, but Baldur's Gate, each turn, each 6 seconds are divided into 2 actions typically. Assuming you only have 1 attack like we do, you can attack once and then you can use an ability, like an action once. That could be drinking a potion, that could be casting a spell, using a trap, something. I want to blind him too if I can. So every 6 seconds I can cast a spell. Yeah, we've blinded him, so he's basically helpless now. Even though he's save a spell, he's blinded. So we will just slowly track him down, and he's held again, which will make it that little bit easier to shoot him. We've burned through his iron skins, and so now he's just taking damage. Having fought Corsone before, he can be quite nasty, even before SCS. So while this may seem less honourable, by now you know how we operate. We don't want to fight him 1-to-1. And he can shapeshift. So it's, he could buff a whole heap and then turn into a bear and just annihilate us. That's 1,000 extra experience points. Now, he had a spear. The first guy had a spear. We'll identify that later on. Which is interesting because I thought we'd already found Backbiter, the spear that he normally carries. Don't know. Okay. So what else have we got through here? Let's sort of just sweep through the rest of the map quickly, and then we'll get on to... Oh, it's another bear. Yeah, go on. Oh no, we can probably backstab it. Can I sleep a bear? Well, it has to be hostile before I can try that. I think bears are low enough hit dice that I could use the sleep spell and have a good chance of making it work. Alright, let's try a backstab. Bit higher risk, but yeah, he's got so little health that he is now running away. And we kill that bear. So 19 damage from our backstab there. So we can get up to 50, and that's with a dagger. If we had a longsword, there's a good chance we would be rolling much higher backstabs. So I very nearly did pick longsword as our first ability. But if we can find the dagger of venom somewhere, that's incredible. We've got some bandits here. I think I should be able to take these down fairly easily. And stab. Looking back on it, my first character was a paladin. The first character I took through the entirety of the game. Ooh, another encounter. And the idea of my cavalier, Tanya, from ages back, like essentially scalping enemies, even bandits, it's a bit hard to believe, really. So we've got a couple of bandits and someone there. I think we're going to have some fun with this encounter. And haste. Let's get them, boys. Yeah, we'd like to join your bandit group. Can we, And they all run back. Come on, I want you to backstab the middle guy. Okay, let's go. So you're a bandit, you're trying to recruit people or something, and then out of nowhere, like a million different monsters walk in, don't attack you, and then Tevin, drop your weapons, and perhaps you outlive the day. I'll no be saying it twice. You weak-kneed bandits don't scare me. I'll feed your ass to my boots. I really like that. At their throats, men, for today they wish to die. So, we are going to get each of these to attack a different bandit, to tie up their archery. We're spreading our efforts a bit, but I'm pretty sure an Augrillion can kill a bandit most times. And that's a Gnoll there. And a Lizard Man. Yeah, we've already taken out a couple of them. Taven's coming for me. That's fine. I'll probably just... There we go. I think that went rather well. So yes, being able to summon monsters is very powerful in this game. Particularly for... I'll give this to Tevin. He took out one of the Augrillions before he went down. So, well done. But yes, particularly for a solo run, I mean, we need all the help we can get. And sometimes it's less important that you have heaps of damage. It's more that you have lots of hit points and lots of attacks. So breaking through Stone Skin, we can try and... Okay. We can try to dispel it and do breach and whatnot. But our best tactic at the moment really is to launch so many attacks that it breaks through all of the stone skins. Let's just send you guys out scouting. Oh, they're despawning. Well, nothing lasts forever, but this spell will last longer if we... Yeah, it's per round, so as we level up, it'll last a lot longer. We'll do a quick sweep through here, clear out the woods, and then we'll head on to Solitary Gibbling, who appears to be having some kind of hyperventilation. Honestly. Again, we may as well delay. We don't want to be surrounded by lots of enemies, even if they are only Gibblings. Ouch. I have to say, I don't think I've ever been damaged so much by Gibblings before on any playthrough. This is why this is a really risky game to Iron Man, because bad luck can just come out of nowhere. If you're playing it safe, you would be mirror imaged and guarded and defended and cheesing even more than I already am. Like lots of kiting, lots of hiding in shadows and re-attacking. So let's drop some of our healing spells on us. Okay. Look at that. Streaks of blood all up against a rock and leading this way. Let's follow that trail and see if it leads to anything in particular. Heaps of Gibblings. Well, in that case, I think we may even use a sleep spell. You know, we're getting quite close to our next level up. We've got to decide what we'll put points in. I think it's probably high time we put points in Detect Illusion again. We're sneaking well enough. Yeah, I think that's where we'll put our points. Because I want to, once we get the Illusion spell, that transforms the game. We cast illusion, and then we can sit there detecting traps, but also detecting illusions, stripping any illusions just with time. And I believe the way it works is if you... Well, maybe we need more points in stealth. This is embarrassing. There we go. I think the way it works is when you trigger detect illusion, I believe there's like a, at the moment we have 25 points. There's a 25% chance of an illusion being dispelled. Although it seems to me that it'd be fairly easy to get to 100 points. Oh, that's not good. Lots of them coming. And now there's one coming. I'm also going to drag this guy away. So if we are still fighting him by the time they wake up, well, then they have some travel time. Huh. There's a tower here. Just a random single tower. He'll probably run away in fear when he wakes up anyway. So we'll focus on the other guy. Okay, well I think that's probably enough searching. We could do the north a bit, but I think... Actually, I will just do it because we're liable to miss some loot if we're not careful. A quick sweep through here won't take very long. Then we'll search the rest of the other area, and that'll be the forests all sorted. And then we'll go on to the Bandit Camp next episode. That's going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to that. That'll probably take 2 episodes to complete. So different areas, as you've seen, have been revamped. Remember the Wolf of Alcasta and whatnot. So we need to be very careful at the Bandit Camp. They've done a simple rejig of the AI, such that it will. Well, actually, I'll show you. I won't say any more, but it's going to be a very different fight than it normally is. Critical hit. Just see what's over here. Not much it seems. I mean, my other option, of course, is to try and play off camera. I could just go through and quickly search all the hidden areas, note down important places, and come back. So if that's something you think you wouldn't mind me doing, would save you some time, but it might, I don't know, might be slightly immersion breaking when I say we have to go to this one patch of shadow on the map. There may be something here. Mirror image. So the benefit of having this little wand does, at best 5 damage or something, is that it adds an extra attack per round, essentially. Because we can cast that off after an attack. Yeah, that's the rough tactic. Okay, we're done here. I think that's enough of the map searched. There might be things here, but we'll go mad trying to search every single inch of the map. Or centimetre. Oh, no, before we travel, we rest. Remember this one? remember. There we go. We're going to quickly search through here, and then we'll go to the Bandit Camp. Although we're mostly done here. You know what? No, I need to be heading off in 20 minutes. I don't want to sort of get into the Bandit Camp and then have to cut the episode. I want to make a dedicated episode. So we'll flow through here, check it out, and then I'll make the cut. I was watching a whole lot of Soviet Wombles videos. You know, this series I'm doing here is 10% Baldur's Gate, 20% me reviewing other YouTubers. And I hadn't realised he'd played many games beyond just the like Arma 3 stuff that he was really well known for. That's probably a backstab if he's on his own. He does a playthrough of Alien Isolation, and he is just the best person to watch play that game. And like, it is a terrifying game. Not without its flaws. Oh, I wish it wouldn't do this, where they just spawn enemies back where you've been. Edicaps can poison you, that much I know. They're like a bipedal spider, essentially, as opposed to an octopedal. Would you call a spider an octoped? I think I'm going to just attack him up close anyway. We can probably just survive the poison by just waiting it out. 2 poison every second by the look of it. Although, that's actually pretty scary. Managed to heal in between the damage belts then. Oh, this was not a good idea, was it? And here I am stinging because I don't want to use up one of my antidotes. Let's see if we can survive it. And if not, well, I'll have learnt my lesson. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is a bad idea. See what I'm doing here? Don't do this.
Perhaps I'm a bit more hurt than...
Okay, and we survived. Yes, how to turn a single enemy that we could have easily kited into a massive encounter. Okay, well, I think my character may have earned, what, how much experience? 650 experience. I learned about as much myself. And he's back there, a new Entercap. So clearly we should do exactly the same thing we did just then, right? Because it worked so well. Also, I'm going to invest in a quieter mouse. Yes, I'm aware that all you can hear in my videos is click, 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 click. Let's blind him. Blinded. Blinded by the light. Yes, you can burn a single level 1 slot and then a couple of arrows and not risk almost dying from the worst poison ever. You can imagine being a lower level and encountering an Ettercap and getting bitten and just... I mean, we had that buffer of 63 hit points. You know, we really do burn through arrows, don't we? Alright. Let's get back into the shadows and then stealth mode. But we're hitting a lot, and we're doing a lot more damage on average as well. We're seeing 8s and 9s turn up, whereas before we didn't really see above 6. But it's the chance to hit. There's no point firing the arrow if you miss. Very zen of me to say that. What good is an arrow that does not hit its target? Well, you convinced me. We're going to the Bandit Camp next turn. We've searched everywhere else. We've done everything else I can think of. Surely we've missed things here and there, and it always feels to me there should be a location here, but there isn't. We've got Kark. We could try and fight, but I want to be tougher for him. I think we're not going to go back there until we've hit Baldur's Gate. Yep. Bandit Camp. So, let's talk a little bit about tactics for what I intend to do here. So, Aodhan is not the kind of person to go rushing headlong in to take out an entire camp on his own without thinking. My thinking is that he would be dropping traps and essentially turning the forests to his advantage. We've been fighting in forests for a while. So I'm going to drop traps throughout the forest and do lots of scouting, lots of information gathering. So how about for the rest of this episode, I've got another 15 minutes, I'll just scout and drop traps and just have a look around and just get a real feeling for what we have. And let's get to work. The night is dark and full of terrors, and we are that terror. So we've got some ruins here. Good places for us to hide and break line of sight, just like Alcaster. Skeletons. Okay, we should deal with them. So yes, we're doing the groundwork for our final attack. So plenty of trees for cover as well. I want to avoid the water there. So we've got the bandit. And again, we're not going to be attacking anything just yet. Okay, loss of stealth. Let's drop back into the trees. Not that it matters this late at night, I think. Okay, so I'll go yellow for bandits. I won't mark them all, but just to give myself a rough idea of where things are. It's interesting, that bandit camp is not at all far from what appears to be a main road. Oh, the bandits do go journeying out and about. That's a worry. Well, we won't kill any yet. We've got a lot of prep work to do. So first, a reconnaissance sweep to get a feeling for what the terrain is like. I've got a hut here. A fire. Good thing about a fire is it dazzles the eyes of people looking into it. Much easier to sneak past someone who's sitting by a fire. I'm not sure the game accounts for it, but that's something I heard from someone who used to do a fair bit of sneaking around. And yes, I'm going to leave that whole thing without any context. Big tent. Okay, we're hiding. Well, let's just get a little bit closer and see what we can find. Cretus. Okay. Got some more structures over here. It's very well resourced for a bandit camp. Okay, so more bandits here. Let's just try and push a bit around these trees and see if we can get behind them. We're sort of identifying, so we can't escape this way. This is a no-go. We could start the fight here, but we wouldn't want to end it here. In fact, we want lots of room to maneuver. So attacking from the north, bad idea. We'll get wedged up against the very top of the map. We could escape the map if need be and then re-attack though. So that's an option. I'm not sure what would happen though. I think this is a cave here. Hobgoblin Elite. These are far more aggressive in their patrols than they were normally. Normally this map, they all just sit around in little spots and chat. Whereas here, I've noticed a couple of bandits out and about. So we could also try and pick off these scouts one by one as we encounter them. Okay. We've got, who's this here? Black Talons and Chills. Hobgoblins and humans fighting side by side. Okay, we've searched that. I want to come around the other side of this this lake here. I do want to deal with these skeletons as well. Zombies now. Okay. Again, more good choke points. Zabombies. You know what? That's what they're called now. Zabombies. Does that mean they have like explosives inside them? I can just hear some of you saying to yourselves, I need more new material. More bandits here. It's amazing how they kind of almost seek you out. Like, this is a bit scary, because if we drop stealth... So they are flushing through here. I'll put a marker here as a caution. I'll put another one, a purple marker up here, saying there's a good chance we'll encounter people flushing us out. I might delete that, because we can see there's a big tent there. So essentially, we can expect them to be scouting, and they're doing an assertive sentry. They're not just sitting around waiting. We can get through here, that's good too. Because my thinking would be a web to lock up that tent is probably a very good idea. Okay, let's retreat back. That's probably enough information to plan our attack. We've got dark zones of unknown through here, but that's to be expected. We don't want to go right into the heart of the beast. Okay, so let's examine. My thinking would be we clear out these undead through here first. We want them to be a non-factor when we're fighting. We may even be using this area for cover. So let's quietly take out these zombies and skeletons and clear out these ruins. Then I'm going to start putting traps in amongst the woods. Probably I'll focus them actually more on one attack vector. Actually, I want to flush this section out here as well. Make sure it's clear. Let's do that now. So let's go. Yep. So in the old game, you just run headlong in, or what you would do is you just shoot at one bandit at a time, and just, you know, they wouldn't support each other. So, oh, it's not good, not good, not good, not good. You see that? Bandit, sound the alarm. And I will show you, tell you what, the rest of this episode is a learning experience. We're going to go to stealth as soon as we can. Stealth, stealth, stealth. Okay. So sound the alarm, someone shouted. And now, see how they all track us now? It's a little bit cheap because they do literally track our location. And they probably shouldn't be that precise because we are, after all, stealth. And these guys, they're normally the people inside the tent. That's a hard fight on its own. But, you know, we could probably web every single last one of them right now. This is a bad idea. If this works... Okay, we've got a bandit over there. He's probably a single magic missile to take out. Oh, they've evaded the web and come around this side. You know what? So Venkt is casting spells. Okay, go and get him. Is Venkt the mage? Venkt is the mage. I think we probably need to get out of here right now. Yeah, there's heaps of bandits. So this is, yes, this is what people usually call the learning moment of SCS, is when you realize that this can happen. So we cannot have the alarm sounded. We can try. I mean, I could fight a rolling battle here and take them out one by one. And in my last playthrough as a fighter mage thief, I was kind of forced to do that. I didn't have enough spells to really disable. But I think if we play this correctly, and we put our traps in where we want them, this whole fight will go very differently. So that's our goal for the next episode. And I will, I'll just load from where we were, so there's no continuity error when you're watching. Okay, and I will see you next time for an assault on the Bandit Camp. Dum dum dum.